Day 12 of the Erskine house. Today, we planned on repainting all the cabinets at the behest of my mother-in-law. But the tenant that is moving in on February 1st, possibly, came in and said, she loves the kitchen. Black and red, that's her color. And she literally has black and red hair. I believed her. And I said, she's like, leave them just like this. And I'm like, well, they need to be cleaned up and touched up. She's like, okay, but I love them. So we're gonna save a lot of labor and 3 paints a coat by just cleaning these cabinets up. I already went to the store, had a color matched. So we have what should be a perfect match of the 2 colors here and here. Got them in the sample size, $6, not bad. I mean, I don't need much, so hopefully that does it. We've got a little bit of a drain issue in the master bedroom and just a lot of touching up of the Swiss coffee in the house and gray paint outside the house. But we're getting really close. A couple cabinets to do, and then we're ready for the floors. I mean, this house is coming together quick. It's time for the midday paint update. We were able to color match, right? And we got all the black paint on. It's really like a grayish, kind of granite black. I don't even know what it is. It was a custom color, which means it didn't match to something that was normal. But you can tell it does look like it's coming together. I was thinking it didn't look like much had been done because the red is still so bad. I had to liquid nail in this cabinet here just because it had a nasty gape there. But, you know, we saved a lot of money and labor by not having to change all these cabinets because the new tenant said this is what she wanted. So that makes my job easy. But I'm just waiting for that to dry so I can close all the cabinets up and start painting red. So while that dries, we're going to come into the master bathroom and deal with this sink. Easy little sink drain repair. In theory, no guarantees on this one. Should be easy. You can see the P-trap is kind of in the way, but realistically, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. I mean, it's right in front of me. It's nothing complicated. So hopefully it all just comes out, cleans up, and the new replacement part goes on. Did I mention I don't like plumbing? Ugh, that's gross. Pulled like a dead mouse of hair out of there. That sink drain will work. Cinched up nice. The plumber's putty was a little dry, L&M. We gotta talk about that, but it'll do the job. Now we're on to finishing the touch-up paint. So, right to the red, let's go. Kitchen touch-up paint is done. The red and black is in. And I gotta say, this is the best paint match I've ever seen. Now the gray is not as good as the red, but look at this red. I'll put it in the glare. Where do you think that got paint matched? Just right there. And you just can't see it. I mean, it's perfect. So, listen. listen, I know it's not going to match the floor very well. But all in all, I mean, that's pretty nice looking. I mean, that will serve. So I'm happy with that. And the total cost of the paint was $12 and a lot of labor. But that labor was going to be done twice if we had to paint it a whole new color. So that saved a whole day, probably a whole day, and maybe 50, 60 bucks. So now we're on to the door and cleaning the ovens. I mean, we're talking the tiny loose ends, just getting to a point where we're gonna just be pulling stuff out of this house, getting ready for the floor guys in a few days. So I'm excited. Let's do these last 2 doors, and then we're done with the touch-up painting around the house. Oh, we got some casings to do. 2 doors and casings, and that's it. I'm bringing the trailer in today to get everything out of there, take it to the dump, and then hopefully be ready for the Monday crew so we can actually get this floor in. All right, so day 13, we are ready to start getting the floor prepped, cleared. Cleared is probably the word. Well, we're about halfway through the dump run, and we're on the back side of the lake, and I thought I'd just show you guys what the back side of the lake looks like. This is Camp 9. Take that road down there. Most of these campgrounds around the lake are national forest land, so pretty well maintained. And look at that. I don't know the name of that mountain, but it's beautiful. And you'll see down the road here, they are continuing to ever improve the infrastructure around the lake. This place is booming, man. I feel like if you don't have property up here, you really should. Not a lot of places in California where you can buy a house minutes away from the lake for under 200, 300,000. Nice houses. But that's just me. Then again, a lot of people have thought that over the years, and it's never really boomed the way it was supposed to boom. Maybe it will this time with all the remote workers. All right, the traffic's freed up. We are ready to keep going. Well, that was a futile attempt at winterizing the main line going into the house. I mean, I got it insulated in the ground, got it insulated going up. Question is how long is it gonna last? Really, you should check winterization every year when you get freezes like we do. And during the wintertime, that really needs to be covered with a towel or some kind of insulated cover, especially during the coldest months. For now, it should be good, but it's always good to let your sinks drip just in case. So there's that loose end. I didn't have a shovel, that's why it looked like an extra dirty job. So I had to use the old man hands. That's a wrap on day 13. Now we're just cleaning everything out of here. There's a few odds and ends. I didn't do the screens because we had the wrong size and tool. The world's best screen tool from Home Depot was not the right one. The old generic wood-handled one's better. So I got to get different screen rubbers and my screen tool from the yard. But here's the kitchen, and I think it turned out pretty good. The oven got cleaned, all the cabinets got repainted. Don't have to worry about that, because that's going to be a fridge, right? Black fridge. I still have to do the smoke detectors, but all the paint's coming out of here. We're done painting entirely. So that feels really good. Here's our back room. Like I said, we still need the floor. Like, we're not totally done. Screens, floor, CO2 detectors. I'm sure there's a couple odds and ends, you know, installing the appliances, but all the cabinets are all done. All the lights and bath fixtures are all done. I couldn't find that paint. I thought I had it, but I did not. So we'll see what we do there. No light in here, gotta go over here. Here's the master. It's a warm light. Doesn't match the rest of the house, but I ran out of bulbs. So that's why it's yellow. And the bathroom lights, that's right. I ordered those, they still haven't come yet. But yeah, so we gotta clean this room out yet. We gotta yank these toilets to do the floors, so let's not forget. There's still a fair amount of work here, but by and large, the construction here is done. I mean, it's literally a day left of cleaning up after the floor guys leave. But that'll be all next week. 4 days of flooring, leveling and floating and measuring and mixing mud and cutting LVP, and oh, it's gonna be a lot of flooring. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun.